Because sometimes it just feel like black women can never be good enough for black men. Y'all say y'all want natural women, but we wear our hair natural, and it's really if you're natural and you have a curly hair pattern that y'all like. Not if you're natural and you have a 4C. Y'all say y'all don't like makeup, but then y'all get the girls who wear makeup. It's just so confusing to us, and I feel like usually the men are supposed to be the head, right? So if the man is the head, then y'all are leading the conversation and y'all are leading the trend of why we dress and do the things that we do, because ultimately it's to get a man, right? I mean, usually, not for all women, but for most women, is to get a man. So we're going to do what's going to attract you. I mean, it's just basic nature. Like if you look at the animals and all that, they do what's going to attract their mates. Why does it seem like it's so tough for black men and black women to just love each other and love each other genuinely and not have all these stipulations that we put on one another that we don't put on other races when we date outside of our own race? So sick of the hate that we spew against each other.
Okay. So, well, I want to see what Megan thinks. Megan,
Oh, I can't.
Why you can't?
I can't speak on that. I don't.
Yes,
I don't
you can.
know.
No, you got black friends.
I got. Yeah, I got a lot of black friends.
Yeah, no, I think a little bit. It's okay. So you can talk about it because we've talked about
You
different races.
asking her the wrong question.
Okay, what's the question?
Have you ever been with a black man before?
No,
Okay.
never. But a lot of my black friends are with my white friends. So
Why?
Wait. You said what? Said it again?
Less stress.
a lot of my black friends are
Black
dating.
male friends or white?
Yes, black male friends. Sorry, they're
With
dating
your white female
women.
friends. And what is
I'm
it? And what did they say?
I'll
And
say with Laura.
you've never actually dated a black man before.
never.
Okay.
Nope.
And what did they say about that?
Well, my black friends.
Yeah.
Oh, they make fun of me. Oh, once you have a black dick, you never
No.
go back.
What did they say about dating
Not
your,
that part.
about dating your white friends?
What do they say?
Yeah.
That is, it's like a lot. I feel bad. It's it's calmer. Like
Don't be scared to talk, Megan. We talk about all races on here. You know.
I know. I'm like the only white one here, and I'm like I don't know, what I should say. A lot of my friends date um white females because they feel like they're like easily like they don't flip out all the time. They're wifey material, they work hard, they're good mothers, and all that stuff, but I don't feel like I really don't.
Don't
Who's
worry about it.
laughing?
These black
Who's
women ain't
laughing?
gonna attack you.
Somebody's laughing.
No, it's
Stop
loud.
These
laughing.
black women ain't gonna
Going
attack you.
crazy.
No, but Megan, what you said before, what you just said, men have said that. They said women of different races, different cultures, they're better to deal with, their attitudes, they're more respectful. So we've heard that before. So it's not just you. We've heard that on this panel plenty times. Pastor Bros have said it. People that have encountered different races. So, and women have said that. Black women have said that dating to white men too. So
That's another thing too. So I've never been with anybody but Spanish men.
yeah.
Black black women have to actively search to be open-minded. They have to actually be proactive. Other cultures naturally have to. It's just I'm from London. I can tell you, coming from London, coming to America, I tell you this. You, my wife is a black woman, but she's open-minded. She's a great thinker. She's a like it's just a different mindset. But it's hard. I don't blame black women completely. I just feel like you all have to search to be more open-minded. You have to be a lot more intentional. You see a white woman with a black man, she most likely is open-minded. She's most likely thinking outside of the box. Not saying it's only her, not saying that black women can't do that, but just most likely. And then a lot of times, if someone tries to do anything that resembles black, oh, you're trying to be black. If someone tries to, and they say it like it's a negative connotation, when being black is a great thing. I think being black is phenomenal, but we keep associating bad things with blackness. And then now men, after a while, they start to see certain things. They're like, you know what? At the end of the day, stress is a big cause of men's death. And a lot of men think that blacks can be stressful. I mean, that's just the honest truth. And then guess what? Look at the music. Megan Thee Stallion, Glorilla, all these people. Look what they're rapping and talking about. When men want to marry and settle down, they don't want to be hearing that nonsense. Now, a woman can play that, that's fine, but not to be your Bible. Some women, they listen to Megan Thee Stallion more than they read the Bible. I mean, and most men that want to settle down, trust me, they don't like that mix. I'm just telling you right now. So
it sounds like you're talking about hood culture, Lawrence, right? Like a hood mentality, right? Not that it's a black woman, it's the hood cult, the hood mentality.
yeah, but here's the thing, though. I think for me, and I believe every culture can be phenomenal. I really do. I just think that when I've been in America, I feel like a lot of things have conformed people to easily fall within a certain mindset and then latch onto each other, latch onto the same beliefs, latch onto the same thought processes. So when someone is naturally from a different culture, usually they're more open-minded. And most men that are trying to build, masculine men that want to build, they're looking to go, like, we're looking to build a legacy. We're looking to put on for our family. We're looking to do something. So naturally you're thinking, okay, I am 30-something years old. If I'm going to take a gamble and bet my money on if I'm going to find the right person for me, some men are thinking, you know what, let me try this. Just because of what I've seen, what I see on social media, what I see over here. Listen, let me try this. And I think most men.
I don't think it's hood culture. Dalen,
I don't think so either.
Are you hood, Dalen?
Hood? Absolutely. Now, I grew up in a neighborhood, but I am not
Jerry,
hood.
are you hood?
Yes, you are. You would.
So do y'all listen?
From?
Dalen, do you
Who told
listen
you
to
you're
Megan
not hood,
Thee
Dalen?
Hold on, because he coming from
You
me.
finish my question and you can go
I'm
first.
asking you, who told you that you're not hood?
I'm going to be respectful to Q because I'm not hood, so I'm going to be
She's not
quiet.
hood. Do you listen to Megan Thee Stallion, Glorilla, Sexy Red?
I do not listen to Sexy Red, but I don't like Megan Thee Stallion that much. But when Glorilla comes on,
I like
the radio,
Love Your Song. Yeah,
Okay,
I like
listen to it.
it's not a hood. It's not hood. It's not just hood culture. We can't just say it's just hood culture.
Oh, I think I was
I
just
would
trying
say
to
when I hear
separate what Lars was saying about, like, it may be different for black women. If you have like a hood or like ghetto like mentality, it overshadows the black American woman who doesn't present herself with the lower class of what hood mentality and hood behaviors look like, if that makes sense.
But I was gonna say, like, I've never experienced what she's talking about, the girl in the video. Like, I've never experienced black men not loving me. I never experienced black men not liking my hair texture. I never experienced black men not liking me as a woman. So when I hear these stories, and I'm not a light-skinned black woman, so when I hear certain stories, I'm like, it's probably just you, baby girl. Because I've never had a black man I've had black men disrespect me, but I've never had them disrespect me as far as, looks and things like that. So I personally can't relate to this conversation.
You can see what the woman in the video was saying about how they're treated. They hear what men say they like, and then they go and do that. And then when it's time to pick a product, should I say, they pick the very thing, not even just for their sexual appetite, as far as taking a relationship seriously and actually getting married. They typically go for the woman that looks the way that they claim that they did not like. So like when she said about her hair, we are always told, take that wig off, take this and that off.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, what I get from it, men, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not the issue of actual hair extensions or weaves that y'all don't like. It looks the most jacked up. It's stiff. You know what I mean? It's wild colors. It doesn't look like your natural hair. So it's not like, but when a woman wears her natural 4C hair, it may be short or it may not have like a nice curl pattern, doesn't curl when it's wet. They don't get approached as much as when they have like long tresses down to their back. Or if they wear makeup.
Here's the thing. It's just most of a lot of what y'all do, it don't look natural. I'm gonna deviate a little bit, and I know this is probably gonna upset the fellas a little bit more, because I'm gonna just continue with the point that I talked about on After Hours, and that let me preface it like this. Most white women have extensions.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
They just present it a little differently, and it blends in a little bit more, and it looks a little bit more natural, and so it don't look as fake. But if she giving you some head and you put your hand on her head, you can feel them goddamn extensions.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you the truth. So I know that we pedestalize. I don't believe that white women or any women that is in America is too much different than any woman. It's just how they present themselves. I tend to think that white women are a lot more deceitful than other women. I think that they play the long game a little bit more, which it could seem like she actually likes you more, but in reality, she's going to take you to the cleaners more. And so I don't pedestalize any woman. I don't think that any woman is better than any woman. I agree with people having preference. I think that you should go with whoever it is that you want to talk to. I don't believe in discriminating. If you got a preference for white women, then rock out with them. If you got a preference for black women, then rock out with them. But don't let your guard down and don't think that they're going to treat you any better when it come to that fucking family court. You're going to get your ass kicked. So I don't pedestalize any woman. I don't, especially white women. I don't pedestalize them at all. I think that they have a history. I mean, I look at the Amber Heards. I look at Harrison Ford's recent ex-wife that he'd been with for a long time. I look at a lot of people as examples, and they kick ass and take names. So, when it comes to a lot of these women, I think that guys overly pedestalize certain women, and it's a difference between having a preference versus letting your guard down and thinking that they're gonna treat you any differently when it comes to family court laws. So I don't pedestalize women at all.
Me, I personally think the question should be, are black men good enough for black women? Because honestly, I cannot relate to anything that I've heard or even seen. And I have been to multiple states. I have multiple Black American female friends. I work in the public, I work in the community. Even today, I was in the health department. And from the secretary to the receptionist to the lab techs, to the pharmacists, to the nurses, the nurse practitioners, the doctors. If you go to the banks that I use, most of them are all professional working Black women that they don't give off all these vibes of what Victor was talking about with hair, nails, and all of those stuff. So I am always in the midst and the presence of excellent Black women, always, every single time. I always see women that are put together. I always see Black American women that look good, that present themselves in the best way possible. I have never come across Black American women or Black women that ever like made me feel like, oh damn, you're a representation of, all the stereotypes. So I
Never.
don't know.
How
Never.
quickly do they take? How
Never.
quickly do they take offense versus
Aside from
us?
the ones that I see
No.
online on TikToks, I have never.
Okay, so
Izzy.
you might be in a good circle, and that's possible because I don't think that anybody is a monolith. So that's possible.
Yeah.
So
So
Izzy,
when I hear this
how
let me just finish. When I hear these conversations, I'm really lost, like genuinely lost, because I'm always in the presence of excellent people. If I go to shows, to concerts, to medical intervention, to just, it's always excellent people. My professors, all excellent Black women. Like I'm always confused. So for me personally, that's why I speak highly of the Black American. I'm not saying that the Black American men are terrible people. I've also never come across any like hood Black American men that were disrespectful. They were all very nice. They were very respectful. They were like all like it's kind of like a culture shock for me, because what I watch and see online is one thing, but then what I experience in person is totally different. So that's why I'm able to be very objective. I feel
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
because
you
I've never come
probably
across people like that.
your social circles. That's possible because I mean, again, social circles a lot of times is not a reflection of some of the things that you see online. So I mean, I think that that's possible. So I don't have no problem with that. I will say one thing, and I'm so tired of people not acting like it's not true. Um, I think that a lot of black guys, when they get with some white women, they settle for subpar white women. That if you throw
They don't even be cute.
They
if
be
you throw
fat.
a little bit, if you throw a little bit of melanin on them, They would not be acceptable. I think a lot, not all. I'm not even sure if you could say 50-50. I see a lot of black guys that get with white women that is very that other white guys don't want. I'll put it like that.
Yeah.
No.
Who said
Yeah.
that?
I can do whatever
I
y'all
think
But,
want.
that the best.
but Anton, would you say that there's a sense of okay? So you're right, but would you say that there's a sense of peace that that guy might find in that person versus some of those?
Rock with whoever you want to rock with. I'm just
Okay,
saying
because
that
Equal self-esteem. It's equal self-esteem, man. That's it.
you can rock with
That's what it
whoever
comes
you
down
want to
to.
rock with. But what I'm saying is these chicks be getting married with multiple baby daddies. They be ghetto as fuck sometimes. They be big as hell sometimes. They be very subpar. And for whatever reason, it's like, but she a white woman, so she bring me peace. And it's like, nah, get the fuck out of here. I'm not going for
It's
that
not because she's
Yeah,
white.
and they also cosplay the whole black woman with the long nails. I'm sorry, Megan, but like with the long nails, lashes, and all of those things. Like you see those super white women cosplay that and braids and all of those stuff, and then you see the black men like they're so proud of it, but then they're bashing black
But
women.
hold on. Let me just. I want to give you an example, and this is why I'm an equal accountability smoke giver, right? Let me see if I can find it real quick. Just real quick. Give me a second. So, for example, somebody will say something like this to me. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry, I missed it. Let me see if I can get it up. They say Anton is simping for black women tonight. Isn't that ironic? Because again, this is the reason why I'm one of the most objective people. Apparently, you missed the first part of the show. Apparently, you missed the first part of the show. Because again, two things can be true at the same time. It's not simping when you call a spade a spade. I
Yeah.
absolutely 100% held women accountable on both sides. See, again, I don't pedestalize no woman at all. Black, white, none of that. I think that everybody need to be held accountable. I men need to be held accountable. Everybody need to be held accountable. Now, I don't believe that everybody is a monolith. And so again, that's why I say if it don't apply, then let it fly. But just because I'm not sucking up to a fucking white woman, don't necessarily mean that I don't hold black women accountable too. And so it is what it is. It is what it is. Uh,
Lawrence, can
I
I ask
don't
Lawrence?
simp at all. I don't simp at all. I just say what it is and I tell it. I tell it like it is.
Lawrence, can I ask you a question? I think you were asking Anton, like, would a black man that's with a white woman find more peace? You're not alluding to saying that a white woman may be more of a, I guess, qualified candidate for a relationship
no,
because she's white.
no,
Just
no,
want
no,
to.
no. No, not because she's white, but when you're white with a black man, you naturally are more curious. You're naturally more understanding. A lot of times these days, it seems as though, right? I've seen some examples of situations. A lot of black women are trying to fight their men, their black men, right? There's a lot of there's not as much respect as much, but I feel like
A lot of malice. A lot
naturally
of
another
malice.
culture. Yeah,
There's a lot of
naturally, another
malice.
culture is naturally curious, naturally is open minded, naturally has to think a little bit outside the box. Not saying that black women don't think outside the box. I have a black wife, she does think outside the box. But naturally, you have to be, just because of stereotypes, how people will look at you and different things. So if you have the courage to be with one, if you have the courage to be with a black, then naturally, usually your mindset's just a tiny bit different. You look at things different, you ask more questions, you're a bit more intuitive, you're a bit more curious naturally. Doesn't mean a black woman can't be. It just naturally you have to be to survive in a relationship. And then a lot of men I know that are with white, they're thriving, and these white men they're thriving. I mean, so that's what I mean in that way. It's not because she's white. It's because a different culture, a different skin tone usually means the world will look at you differently. So I naturally have to look at things more open-mindedly. I naturally have to ask questions, and I meet more adversity. I naturally have to handle it a little bit better. Right.
Wait. And so, in conclusion, you saying that white women have a cultural norm that yields better results when they date black men?
That's a perfect
No,
question.
no. I'm just saying that they're usually, when they walk into a scenario and they go into that scenario, they naturally have had to be more open-minded. Naturally, I'm not saying that they are open, that black women aren't. It's just that you have to have a certain thought process, not care what people think, be open to criticism, be open naturally. But sometimes two people in the same race, I mean, I'm not white, so I don't know, but let's say black people, right? Two people in the same race, something can now shake the tree one day.
So what about two white people in the same race?
I'm not white, so I don't exactly know. I'll be honest with you. I can't really speak to that because I don't know the struggle. I just don't. I don't even know how to relate to certain ways.
I'll tell you this: white men was the first passport bros, and different guys of color in the military. White men were the ones that created men going your own way. White men was the ones that started suffering in family court first. White men suffered at the hands of feminism that then recruited black women. So I just need y'all to stop pedestalizing women in general. Not you on the panel, but in general. I know that y'all really, really, really want y'all some Pink Panther. I know y'all want that Pink Panther, and that's cool. But come on, stop worshiping these hoes. All of them is cut from the same cloth. A woman is a woman is a woman at the end of the day, and they may have some different cultural norms. But I'm gonna need y'all to stop trying to get to the Pink Panther and stop trying to act like they better than they really are. They not. Most they more on pop. They more poverty stricken. A lot of them is on welfare. A lot of them.
No, you're right. But let me give you an example, Anton. Let me give you a thought though. Let me give you a thought. When I came to America, I'll give you an example. When I came to America, I didn't know any white people, white women, or white people that would mimic my accent. It was only black people. That's it. It was only black people that would mimic my accent. But usually that was my experience. My experience, I'm not saying that's for everyone. But the reason why I say that is because there's usually an open mind. Usually they had traveled more. Usually they had been different places. They had seen different things. So that's what my experience was. I just didn't have that. Maybe they were scared. Maybe because I'm 6'6", I could have slapped the hell out of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Y'all, let me make an announcement. Y'all gotta stop spamming the chat. We got y'all the first 7 times. If you keep spamming and copying and pasting because you really want to be noticed, AO, what is his name? AO said you're a 53-year-old white boy. I get it, bro. We can't see your profile picture though. You must be gay.
Call him out.
You got that profile picture. I need y'all to stop. Can't spam, bro. All right. Anybody that spams, y'all can say pretty most of what y'all want, but you can't spam. All right. You mess it up the environment for everybody else that want to put some stuff in.
And I will say this, Anton, what makes me hood? Before we leave,
because you ghetto.